Up, everybody, welcome to the Enough Said podcast. It is season 5, gentlemen. It is the preseason edition here where we're taking a look at every division, of course, in the NFC and AFC. And this one happens to be the NFC North, guys. So, of course, we got, those teams. Green Bay had a great season last year. So check us out. If you like our channel, subscribe to us here as always. And we're always live, of course, on YouTube and, of course, Instagram as well. Or you can email enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. With that being said, Mike, take us into it, brother.
All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So look, the Vikings, we're going to go with Minnesota first. And Kirk Cousins, has been in the Vikings forever, really was the prime name of the team, and he is gone. So how much are the Vikings going to miss Kirk Cousins? Sal, you go ahead.
Kirk Cousins, we know what he is. Great during the regular season, not great during the playoffs. But you got Sam Darnold. However, he does have Aaron Jones. He does have Justin Jefferson. He does have Jordan Anderson. He does have TJ Hawkinson, who's out right now, but he will be back. You do have some players there. You have a supporting cast around you. Is it enough? Not with Sam Darnold. I just don't see it, Trey. I'm sorry. Will the offensive line hold up? No.
Wait, you think you see ghosts? I don't know. Because that's what's probably going to happen in Minnesota. With Kirk Cousins just going and getting that money, man. I mean, that's all he's doing. And, being one of the highest paid quarterbacks of nothing. But, man, this is going to be tough for Minnesota. It's a big empty seat right now with the quarterback position in Minnesota. So, Kirk Cousins is like, all right, peace. I got paid. I'm out. Now I'm getting paid for somebody else. But I don't know, man. It's Jermaine. I don't know, man. What do you think?
Just like what Sal said, you got Aaron Jones. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Addison. You got TJ Hawkinson. But you know what? The X factor, Sam the damn Darnold. Okay, it's just come on, man. Come on. I mean, Justin he's just going to implode when the ball's getting underthrown, overthrown, whatever. You know what I mean? Aaron Jones, can he stay healthy? Jordan Addison, he's got his off the field issues. I think he got caught drunk driving or something like that or whatever. So
yeah.
TJ Hawkinson, I mean, that's your your dominant tight end and all that stuff. But we're talking about Sam Darnold. I mean,
Darnold.
Yeah, Sam the damn Darnold. That's what's going to Vikings are going to say. Damn. That's it. That's all I got.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah. I think with Sam Darnold, but you
here we go.
McCarthy. So Sam Darnold is that bad, then I guess they're just going to go ahead and start the rookie and get that thing going.
Yeah, get it over.
But Sam Darnold might be that candidate to be the next Geno Smith. That guy that we just kind of like, man, he ain't gonna ever get it, and then he finally gets it. I mean, they do have a good. I mean, they made the Pasternak into a pretty good quarterback. So they're not going to be winning the division anytime soon, but I think they could be competitive just because of some of the talent they got. And then, of course, Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator on that team, who turned a 28th ranked defense to 13th ranked defense last year. And now this is year 2 in their system. So, they could make some noise. But, I think they're going to miss Kirk Cousins' reliability, of always being pretty consistent. Even if he couldn't win the big one, he was still good through the regular season. And now they got Sam Darnold, who is definitely an unknown commodity. His days of Jets were bad. But he went to San Francisco. Seemed like they got things corrected. Who knows? Geno Smith Award,
Sam the damn Darnold.
Yeah.
Well, nothing else to say, man. Enough said.
Enough said on that.
They got a backup plan if it don't work. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And that backup plan's coming game 3.
Yeah. Well, you got the Green Bay Packers coming up next. And look, Green Bay last year was that up-and-coming hot team. And the Lions won the division. So my question to you guys, do they overtake the Lions as the cream of the crop of that division this year?
It's going to be close, man, between the Pack and the Lions. I think the Packers defense might be a little bit better. They got Zaire Alexander, Xavier McKinney, but the Lions offense might be a little bit better. So I think between the two of them, it's going to be close. I mean, you're talking about Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Romeo Doubs, Layden Reed. They're all okay, but certainly Love makes them better. He's accurate. He does throw a great ball. So, you got to love what the Packers had last year, and the Eagles are going to see him week 1 in Brazil. So they better be ready for him because I don't think the Packers are going to be messing around this year.
Jordan Love was a rookie last year, right?
No, he had
his first year starting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
first year starting. Yeah.
First year starting. Okay. So in my mindset, this is the sophomore year to me because yes, man, what he did last season and carried them to the playoffs and destroyed up in there, destroyed Dallas. To me, man, it's all on his shoulders, honestly. And with the Vikings, man, I'm sorry, not Vikings, excuse me, with the Detroit Lions, Matt Campbell, you got to stop gambling, man. Just stop it. Just stop gambling on fourth downs and all that. I'm tired of it, and I'm quite sure Detroit Lion fans are tired of it too. If you go ahead and stop doing that and play what you're supposed to, coach that you're supposed to play, this team will be on the top of the division and it'll probably go further in the playoffs. So Green Bay, I say they are the strongest here, I think.
Yeah, I think Detroit has got a stranglehold. To be honest with you, it's got a stranglehold, and I know Mike's going to disagree with me because he's like, get off the hype train and all that stuff. But no, I for the last couple of years, I was with Detroit. How strong they're playing, and they're building a foundation, and they're like one of the youngest teams and the most talented team with them being young. I think it's going up for them. Green Bay, Jordan Love, sophomore. You give him this money, the radar is on his back. The bullseye is on his back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now I always say that with the Strouds and stuff. They have these great seasons. Let's see what they happen next season because you got a whole year worth of film on tape with them. Yep. You know what I mean? And this is why defensive coordinators get paid what they do. You know what I mean? They sit up there and study. They study. Every weakness, every twitch, you know what I mean? Every blink of the eye, everything, they study it. So let's see how serious. And this goes along with Martin. This goes along with Stroud too. Let's see what Jordan Love can do. I mean, he's got the pieces around him because his receivers are young as well. But I don't think they're quite there yet. I think Detroit's going to have, Detroit. It's going to be Detroit, Green Bay, and so forth. So,
okay,
yeah,
wow,
yeah. I go along with that, Jermaine. I think Jordan Love, had a great season last year, especially towards the second half of the season. But yeah, teams have a chance now to sit back and study and see what his weaknesses are. And, he still doesn't have a lot of experience still. Right. Just like overall, the team still doesn't have a lot of experience. They're still a young team. And, of course, they got a new defensive coordinator. They got rid of Joe Barry from last year. So now they got a new DC. So you got to see how that's going to work out. Mm-hmm. I still think they're going to carry that momentum from last year and still be a very competitive team. Yeah. But, and that's how a good segue into the next team to talk about, which is the Lions. And, with that being said, look, Detroit Lions, what do we expect from them? Are they going to stay as the cream of the crop? It sounds like you guys are going to say that they are, but go ahead, Sal. What do you think about the Lions?
Yeah, so I had mentioned some of the same things that Andre just talked about. I had two things that would keep the Lions from winning the division. One was just their overall inexperience because they're young. They have such a young team. Number two is Dan's over-aggressiveness. Yes. Dan Campbell's over. So those were the two things I had. I mean, look, nobody's got a more stacked young team. Goff, Montgomery, Brown, Laporta, Gibbs. I mean, come on. Hutchinson's a beast on defense. I mean, you got good players, solid players in there. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, again, will the inexperience come into play? Now, last year, they did get some experience in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. They are a young team. Goff does tend to waver a little bit in pressure situations, too. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out, Trey.
Yeah, and that's what was on my mind, too, was Goff. How he played exceptionally well. And, how, when he was with the Rams, he was horrible. And then this rejuvenated him. And it just, this particular scheme fits him very well. Can Goff do it again? No. because I'm thinking about back to the coordination and play calling. I mean, because we saw how Detroit was trying to always play catch up, and it was a little struggle with them. But then it's still I'm still. Well, to answer your question, I don't think they're going to be the leaders. I think it's going to be Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Detroit. Like I said, and like you said with golf and all this stuff. Whoever thought that we'll be talking about golf and not Carson Wentz? You know what I mean? Because they went 1-2. Carson Wentz went 1 and golf went 2. Whoever thought that we would be talking about this? You know what I mean? And not Carson Wentz.
Don't scoff at golf.
It's crazy. It's
handicap.
Crazy. And golf has rejuvenated himself in Detroit. And he's just like Jalen Hurts. There's no excuse. I mean, you got all these weapons around here. There's no excuse to be sitting up here flopping and throwing costly interceptions, you know what I mean, and whatnot. So, but at the same time, I was listening to what Dan Campbell was saying, and he said he is going to scale it back. He said, yeah, he admits that he was a little over-aggressive and stuff. He is going to scale it back, and it was a learning experience, from what I heard and all that stuff. So I believe, Campbell, yeah, he's going to be still aggressive. I mean, because that's just who he is. He's a freaking monster. What is he, about 6'6", 280 pounds, solid or whatever. But, nevertheless, I think Detroit's going to, take command of this division. They got good defense and they got, their offensive pieces, you know what I mean, are intact and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm sticking with Detroit. Dan Campbell's going to be fine. Goff is going to be fine. So,
yeah, I think Detroit is still going to run this division. I think it's going to be harder to do than last year, but I do think that they have a good core nucleus. Goff fits, and I think a lot of reason that Goff works is because they kept Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator. He could have been a coach of the Commanders, but he turned it down. So he's back in Detroit. Said he had unfinished business, and that offense it's a powerful offense. It really is really good. So I think
but real fast. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My fault.
Go ahead.
No.
I was going to say I think it's going to carry the team. I think their defense is still going to be what could hold the team back as usual. Last year the defense still held the team back a little bit, but they got to the championship game. And then Goff has his ceiling as a quarterback, but I still think they're going to be. I think they're going to be right back to where they were last year, again, back in the championship game, playing against somebody, and might actually get to the Super Bowl. I think they have a lot of talent.
I think Detroit, real fast, Detroit's the schedule for this year for all the teams, all the division games are late. So Detroit playing Green Bay and all that, that's to me was going to show me if Detroit's for real.
That's a good point. Yeah, we really won't know a lot about some of these teams until late in the season within the division, especially when you're comparing two teams. So, speaking of teams, let's go ahead and go to the Bears, Chicago, who, again, have another new quarterback. I don't know how many quarterbacks they've had lately, but it's been quite a bit. So, this time they got what I guess the generational talent, as they say, the phenom, whatever, Caleb Williams. So, did they get it right this time? Did they got the guy, or is it the same old same with the Bears?
No, he's too busy painting his nails. He's not.
What?
Oh my god!
What happened? I missed this one. What happened, Sal? Caleb Williams paints his nails.
He does.
What color?
Pink.
and Jermaine, he has his cell phone. He's got the glitter, diva stuff.
Oh man, okay, yeah. Go ahead, Sal, because I got something for that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
oh
just
my
think,
goodness.
Yeah,
oh
I don't know
God.
how this is going to work out. I will say though, if they do have weapons, obviously Swift, who I never thought the Eagles should have gotten rid of. They have DJ Moore and they have Keenan Allen, who's like 100, but he can still play.
101.
But the 101. But the nail thing, I don't know, man. I don't see him being accurate consistently. I don't see him being able to break. Yeah, I mean, breaking down a defense, let alone a nail. So I don't know, Trey. I'm not sold on this one.
Besides cosmetic, he's talented. I gotta give it to him. He's talented for what we saw. Well, is it the right thing? Did they get rid of Justin Fields? Was that the right decision to get rid of Justin Fields? I don't know, man. I want to see them coming out of the like, okay, this Caleb guy can do it, and Chicago is going to just play off with him. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else to say, really, honestly. Like, it's just a waiting game to see when the season starts and see what they do. And then if it does go south, they'll be like, oh, we should not got rid of Justin Fields, blah, blah. And if Justin Fields, we'll talk about it later, but if he does well in Pittsburgh, oh my God. So, we'll see about Chicago this season.
From what I heard with Justin Fields, I got a Chicago Bear fan at work and basically saying that they did the right thing as far as good because he can't read defenses. I mean, basically he's one shot and he's gone. You know what I mean? He's not reading the field. He doesn't know how to read the field and everything. And so they said it's a, it was a good choice to get rid of him and whatnot. Caleb Williams, I didn't hear about what y'all was talking about and all that stuff, but we sound like we got a next Jamarcus Russell on here. You know what I mean? Wow. As far as, a complete bust. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Jamarcus Russell was talented and, he was talented. I mean, now all of a sudden, Sal, like I said, you break it down, and then you talk about he can't break down defenses. I mean, Chicago, and then with the 102, 101, Keenan Allen. I mean, because half of the year last year he was out. You know what I mean, with a hamstring or whatever he was out. He's just getting old. DJ Moore, you paid them all this money again. I mean, he was very underneath the radar as far as with stats, because when I saw his stats, I was like, wow, really? I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, you're looking. Chicago's looking at definitely another, rebuild year. Hopefully Caleb will get it together. As far as him being a rookie and stuff. Yeah, maybe they're another year or two out. But hey, it is what it is. They're not my team. So.
Yeah, I think
ain't my team either.
Yeah, I think Caleb will, get kind of a little bit of a rude awakening. I mean, I think he's coming into one of the best situations a rookie could come into, unlike, like Bryce Young or Trevor Lawrence, some of those guys that came in with bad teams and then were expected to do everything. He doesn't have to do everything, which in college is what Caleb Williams' issue was, is that he was doing everything, and that would lead to turnovers because he had to press and, trying to take over a game. Hopefully he doesn't do that in Chicago and had that feeling of trying to do that, because the NFL will punish you if you do try to take over a game and think you got to force everything. I mean, they had so many draft picks and stuff like that. I mean, they've been building this team for I don't know how long, that I think they're going to get it right on quarterback, or at least have some stability. I don't think he's going to be the all-world talent that he's billed to be, but I think he'll be good enough that they'll say, all right, we got our guy. We can build around him and not have to go through this whole every 2-year process of trying to find another quarterback. So, yeah, we'll see how he does. But, I don't know. The Nell Payton thing, it's a different generation for me. I can't do it. But
then the phone, you talking about the phone cover and all that stuff. I mean, are we going to be seeing the next Ricky Williams, coming up and he's, dressing up as a bride? You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
Mike Dicker.
Bring that up.
Oh my God!
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, everybody's like, "What in the world is going on here?"
I remember that.
Oh, man.
But all right. Well, that's the NFC North. So how you want to close this thing out?
Yeah, I think nail polish and phones is a good way to close this thing out. And again, everybody, thanks for watching. As always, this is the NFC North. If you like what you see, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find us at all the major networks, Facebook and all that as well, at Enough Said Crew. And if you'd like to reach out to us, enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. Enjoy the games, guys, as always, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace out.